J.K. Rowling's early life. Joanne Rowling, known globally as J.K. Rowling, was born on July 31, 1965, in Yate, Gloucestershire, England. Her early years were filled with stories, imagination, and dreams of becoming a writer. Her parents, Peter James Rowling, an aircraft engineer, and Anne Rowling, a science technician, were hardworking and supportive but led a modest life. Growing up, Rowling often found solace in books and stories, much like her mother, who shared her love for literature. Rowling's childhood wasn't without challenges. At a young age, she moved to Winterbourne, a village where she became friends with a brother and sister who had the last name Potter. This surname later sparked a great deal of inspiration for her future work. Her family eventually relocated to Tutshall, Wales, where Rowling found school life difficult. She wasn't particularly close with her father and felt isolated during her teenage years. She described her adolescence as difficult due to strained relationships with her father and the tension at home. Though her family faced many financial struggles, Rowling found comfort in her imagination. From an early age, she wrote stories. One of her first tales was about a rabbit named Rabbit and his adventures. Even during these tough times, writing became an escape, a way to venture into a world far from her own. At school, Rowling was described as shy and bookish. She excelled academically, but her love for literature grew stronger, often seeing herself retreat into books. Her mother's diagnosis of multiple sclerosis when Rowling was just 15 further darkened this period of her life. Yet, despite the hardships, Rowling persevered. She graduated from Wydeen School and college, determined to pursue her dreams. After graduating, Rowling attended the University of Exeter, where she studied French and the classics. Her choice of French wasn't her passion, but it provided a pathway to career options her parents hoped would lead to stability. However, Rowling's love for writing and storytelling stayed alive in her heart. The early career and the birth of Harry Potter. Rowling's post-university life wasn't easy. After graduating from the University of Exeter in 1986, she moved to London, where she worked as a researcher and bilingual secretary for Amnesty International. While it was a respectable job, it didn't align with her true passion, writing. She often found herself daydreaming and jotting down ideas for stories, but the pressure of her job and financial constraints limited her ability to pursue creative work. Her life took a turn when she decided to move to Manchester with her then-boyfriend. During this period of transition, a moment of magic happened. In 1990, while traveling by train from Manchester to London, the idea of a young boy attending a school of magic simply walked into her mind. She didn't have a pen, but the vision of a boy named Harry Potter and a world filled with wizards, magic, and adventures was clear. Rowling would later recall this moment as the true beginning of her journey into the world of Harry Potter. However, before she could fully explore this story, Rowling's life faced more challenges. Later that year, her mother passed away after a long battle with multiple sclerosis. The grief hit Rowling hard, and she struggled to cope with the loss. The emotional weight of losing her mother seeped into her writing, particularly in Harry Potter, where the theme of loss and the importance of family play significant roles. Seeking to escape her personal turmoil, Rowling moved to Portugal to teach English. In 1992, she married a Portuguese journalist named Jorge Arantes, and soon after, she gave birth to her daughter, Jessica, in 1993. However, the marriage was short-lived, filled with difficulties, and ended in separation just a few months after Jessica's birth. Rowling returned to the UK, this time to Edinburgh, Scotland, as a single mother, unemployed, and relying on state benefits to make ends meet. These were dark times for Rowling. Living in a small, cramped flat, she often described herself as being as poor as it's possible to be in modern Britain, without being homeless. Struggling with depression and anxiety, she even considered suicide at one point. Yet, amidst these overwhelming challenges, her idea for Harry Potter kept her going. Writing became her escape, her lifeline. Rowling would often take Jessica out in her stroller, visiting local cafes, where she would sit down with a cup of coffee and write for hours. One of those cafes, Nicholson's Cafe, became a regular spot where she worked on her manuscript for what would become Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone. The process was slow, as she juggled raising her daughter and managing the emotional and financial strain she was under. But despite the setbacks, Rowling's determination never wavered. She continued to believe in her story and in herself. The road to success and overcoming the odds. Completing the first Harry Potter book was just the beginning. Rowling finished the manuscript for Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 1995. Now, she faced the daunting task of getting it published. She sent the manuscript to multiple literary agents, only to receive rejection after rejection. The emotional toll of constant rejection was heavy, especially considering her precarious financial situation. Rowling didn't give up, though. She believed in her story and knew that it had the potential to resonate with readers. Finally, after a year of rejections, the manuscript landed in the hands of Christopher Little, a literary agent who saw potential in the story. Even then, the road to publication wasn't smooth. The manuscript was sent to 12 publishers, and all of them rejected it. Some believed that a book about wizards wouldn't appeal to children, while others thought the story was too long. Rowling was devastated, but kept pushing forward, refusing to let go of her dream. In 1997, everything changed when Bloomsbury Publishing, a small British publishing house, decided to take a chance on Rowling's book. Barry Cunningham, the editor who picked up the manuscript, was immediately captivated by the story, though even he advised Rowling to keep her day job, as children's books weren't known for making much money. Despite these warnings, Bloomsbury offered Rowling a £1,500 advance, and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone was officially published on June 26, 1997. The initial print run was modest, only 500 copies, but it didn't take long for the book to gain attention. Children and adults alike were enchanted by Harry's world, and word of mouth spread rapidly. Soon, the book was a sensation in the UK, winning several prestigious awards, including the British Book Award for Children's Book of the Year. In 1998, the book was picked up by Scholastic Incorporated for a whopping $105,000, a record amount for a children's book at the time. It was renamed Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone for the US audience. Rowling's success didn't come without struggles. As Harry Potter's popularity grew, she faced intense media scrutiny. Her personal life, including her years of struggle, were thrust into the spotlight. Critics questioned her ability to sustain her success, while fans eagerly anticipated the continuation of Harry's story. Rowling felt the pressure to deliver more books, and the workload was immense. But through it all, she stayed true to her vision and continued to write the series, each book becoming more successful than the last. Her story is one of perseverance, resilience, and a deep belief in the power of imagination. J.K. Rowling, once a struggling single mother, went on to become one of the most successful authors in the world. By the time the final book, Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows, was released in 2007, she had created a global phenomenon, with over 500 million copies of the series sold worldwide, translated into over 80 languages. Rowling's journey wasn't just about financial success. She had overcome poverty, personal loss, rejection, and immense pressure to become an inspiration to millions. Her story is a testament to the idea that no matter how dark things may seem, perseverance, creativity, and the courage to keep going can lead to extraordinary success. Conclusion: J.K. Rowling's life is a perfect example of how success is often born out of adversity. From a difficult childhood to financial struggles as a single mother, Rowling faced immense challenges. But she refused to give up on her dream. She believed in her story, and her determination led her to create a literary masterpiece that would inspire generations. Her journey is a reminder that even in our darkest moments, we have the power to overcome and achieve greatness. Thanks for watching.